Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So first off, I want to thank everyone for subscribing. I hit 100 subscribers on Sunday and I am so happy and I'm grateful. So thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel. And right after I posted on Instagram saying thank you to everyone, someone decided to unsubscribe. I do not know why, but whatever it is you're going through, I hope that you find peace, okay? So now let's get into this video for today. Today I'm going to be changing this pair of jeggings or denim pants into a raw hem denim skirt basically. So you can use any old pair of jeans that you have in the house, whatever one you want to use, just grab that. So now that you've picked your jeans, you're just going to fold it this way and measure 17 inches. I'm using 17 because that's kind of, I want my skirt to be about 15 inches, but I'm cutting 17 just because of the raw hem I'm going to create, and I do not know how this is going to turn out yet, but I'll just cut 17. The more you cut, the safer you are, I guess. So now I'm just going to take out the crotch area simply using my seam ripper. So grab your seam ripper and do that. So now we're done with that part, and I'm still going to do some seam ripping again up to the zip in the front, and then for the back I'm going to rip my seam, say about where the pocket starts. So for me it was about 3.5 inches from my lower waistline. So this denim pant is actually high waist, so if you want to use a low waist one, whatever you want to use, because that's your business. So I've done that, and now I have my pair of shorts at this point. That's what it looks like now. It's a pair of shorts. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to move the one that's inside, the pant leg that's inside, just move it further inside, further inside, I don't know, move it in, and then place the other pant leg on the top of it. So you have to be careful with this part so that by the time you're sewing it's not going to come out rumpled. So I'm just trying to, you know, make sure that it's not rumpled while I pin it down. I'm going to be pinning one after the other, just little by little, say about an inch gap between each pin. So pinning it like that and constantly adjusting it to ensure that it's still going to come out straight and not rumpled by the time you start sewing. So when I'm pinning, you also ensure that the raw edge of the pant leg that's going to be outside, you fold it inside and then put your pin to secure it. So you do this all the way to the bottom. So like I was saying earlier, if you have a small YouTube channel and you want me to subscribe to your channel, please leave a comment in my comment section if you're subscribed, and then I'll know that you subscribe and I'll subscribe back. But if you do not leave a comment and you subscribe and you're someone whose subscription doesn't really show, I would not know you subscribed basically. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's continue with the front of the skirt. So I'm going to pin the same way the way I pin in the back. So just take out any threads that are, you know, just lying around, take them out of the way, we don't need them anymore, and grab your pins and continue to pin down. So ensure that you're not pinning both the front and the back together, because you don't want that to happen. Basically, you don't want that to happen. So grab your pin and continue pinning down all the way from the crotch, or from the zip actually, to the bottom of our skirt at this point. So I'm going to be using a brown thread. The brown thread I use is not really the same with the one that comes with denims, but it's close enough, so I'm going to use that. So you're going to sew from the zip all the way to the bottom. For the back, you're going to sew from where we rip the seam, from where we stop ripping the seam to the bottom of the skirt basically. So just be careful when you're sewing so that it doesn't come out rumpled, and just sew to where your pin stops basically, and just leave the rest for later. That's why I cut an extra. So now that part was not done. I've worn the skirt at this point and I've figured out that I could make it shorter than it actually is right now. So I folded that part inside and used my pins to just hold it while I was wearing it so I could know where I wanted to cut. So I'm just going to use my pins to move my pins to the line where I want to cut, so I'm sure of where I want to cut, and then grab my scissors and cut the excess off. So just make sure you don't cut too much so it's not too short, because by the time you're going to make the raw hem, it's going to kind of look shorter than you plan to if you didn't make like a little if you didn't make any plans for the raw hem. So now this is going to be the length of my skirt. I'm just going to finish the seam at the bottom, do a couple of reverse or back stitching just so that it's finished and looks nice and it's secure so it doesn't open up at some other point. I'm going to do the same thing for the front too. Back stitch a couple of times on the back piece and do the same thing on the front. So now I'm done with that part and I'm going to start my raw edge in a bit. So this pair of jeans already has like this ripped jean detail in some places, I guess because it's old, but I don't intend to do the ripped jean detail today because that's going to take a lot of time. So I'm going to use my seam ripper to start creating my raw edge. So what I'm doing is basically using my seam ripper to take out the horizontal lines, if that's what's called, the horizontal lines. Just pull them out little by little like that. So I think it's also called fiber, I'm not sure, but horizontal lines. I'm going to use my scissors. Now please hold your scissors straight, don't hold it the way I'm holding it. I'm going to use my scissors to make like small notches at the bottom of the skirt so it's easier to use my seam ripper to pull out the white threads. So after making those, it became easier to actually use my seam ripper now. After a couple of, let's say about 20 minutes, I'd say it took me about 20 minutes to do this. 20 minutes of ripping out some threads. I finally got this edge to look like this. And I'm happy with the way it turned out. You can make yours more if you want it to be really full. But for me, I think this is okay. I don't need it to be too rough at the bottom because I know that the more I wash it, the more raw, does that make sense? The more raw the edge is going to look. So keep seam ripping or thread ripping, whatever it is you want to call it. So you're done. And now this is what it looks like. You can throw it in the dryer, but I know I threw mine in the dryer and it really didn't make much of a difference. So you can throw it in the dryer to create a raw edge, but I was okay doing mine this way. I also use my scissors to cut off the excess fabric I have inside. So basically the rest of the pant leg that we're not using, I cut that off. Cut off as much as you want. If you have a serger, you can use a serger to finish the raw edge on those insides, but I do not have one and I don't think I'm interested in doing an overlock seam on that part. I don't think it's ever going to show, so I would not be bothered. So cut off any threads that you have lying around, apart from the raw edge anyways. I'm talking about the thread you used to sew. And now you're done with your skirt. And here's what it looks like on my body. So thank you so much for watching today, and I'm grateful for 100 subscribers. I hope we get to 1,000 soon. Please like, share, comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.